I discovered something at age 63 that I wish I had known decades earlier. A single verse from Proverbs completely revolutionized how I approach mental wellness in my golden years. And I'm not talking about some feel-good platitude. This is practical wisdom that literally saved my mind. Here's what nobody tells you about getting older. Your body slows down, sure. But your mind? That's where the real battle happens. And most people are fighting it completely wrong. For years, I thought mental decline was inevitable. I watched friends lose their sharpness, their joy, their sense of purpose. I assumed that's just what happens when you hit 60. But then I stumbled upon Proverbs 17:22, and everything changed. The verse says, "A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones." Simple words. Profound truth. Let me tell you why this matters more than any prescription drug or supplement you'll ever take. Mental health after 60 isn't just about avoiding depression or anxiety. It's about maintaining the cognitive function that keeps you independent. It's about preserving the relationships that give life meaning. It's about staying engaged with a world that increasingly treats older adults as invisible. The statistics are sobering. 1 in 4 adults over 60 experiences some form of mental health issue. Depression, anxiety, cognitive decline, these aren't rare exceptions. They're common challenges that most of us will face. Yet we spend more time planning our retirement finances than preparing our minds for this stage of life. Here's where the Proverbs principle comes in. That cheerful heart? It's not about forced positivity or denying real problems. It's about cultivating a mindset that actively protects your mental wellness. And the crushed spirit? That's what happens when we internalize society's negative messages about aging. Let me break down what I learned. First, your thoughts literally shape your brain chemistry. When you maintain a hopeful, engaged outlook, your brain produces more of the neurotransmitters that support cognitive health. Dopamine, serotonin, these aren't just feel-good chemicals. They're essential for memory, learning, and mental clarity. Second, isolation is the silent killer of mental health in older adults. A crushed spirit often comes from disconnection. When you lose your sense of community, your sense of purpose, your mind begins to deteriorate. This isn't metaphorical. Brain scans show actual physical changes in people who experience chronic loneliness. Third, and this shocked me, your mental state directly impacts your physical health in ways science is only beginning to understand. That verse about dried up bones? Modern research confirms it. Chronic stress and depression literally weaken your immune system, increase inflammation, and accelerate aging at the cellular level. So how do you apply this ancient wisdom in practical terms? I developed what I call the 5 pillars of mental wellness after 60. These aren't theories. They're practices I use every single day. Pillar 1 is purposeful connection. Not just any social interaction, but meaningful relationships that challenge you and bring genuine joy. I joined a book club, started volunteering at a local school, and reconnected with old friends. Each connection became a lifeline for my mental health. Pillar 2 is continuous learning. Your brain needs novelty to stay sharp. I took up painting at 64. Had never held a brush in my life. The frustration was real, but so was the cognitive benefit. Learning new skills creates new neural pathways and keeps your mind flexible. Pillar 3 is physical movement. Here's the thing about exercise after 60. It's not about looking good or even living longer. It's about maintaining the brain health that keeps you mentally sharp. 30 minutes of walking does more for depression than many medications. Pillar 4 is spiritual practice. Whether you're religious or not, having something larger than yourself to connect with provides psychological resilience. For me, it's daily meditation and prayer. For others, it might be nature, art, or philosophy. The key is transcendence. Pillar 5 is professional support when needed. Here's where many older adults make a critical mistake. We grew up in an era that stigmatized mental health care. Asking for help felt like weakness. But seeing a therapist or counselor isn't admitting defeat. It's taking control of your wellness. Now let's talk about the obstacles you'll face. Society constantly sends messages that older adults are less valuable, less capable, less worthy of investment. These messages become internalized. They crush your spirit without you even realizing it. I remember the first time someone called me elderly. I was 61, still working, still active, still mentally sharp. But that label? It hit different. Suddenly I was seeing myself through society's lens instead of my own experience. That's when the mental decline can start. The pharmaceutical industry wants you to believe every mood change needs medication. I'm not against medication when truly needed. But I am against the assumption that aging automatically requires antidepressants. Sometimes what you need is community, purpose, and hope. Family dynamics add another layer of complexity. Adult children often mean well but can be overprotective. They start making decisions for you, limiting your independence, treating you like you're fragile. Each small loss of autonomy chips away at your mental wellness. Financial stress intensifies after retirement. Fixed incomes, rising healthcare costs, uncertainty about the future, these create chronic anxiety that damages mental health. The cheerful heart principle doesn't ignore these real concerns. It helps you face them from a position of strength rather than fear. Physical health challenges are inevitable. Chronic pain, mobility issues, medical diagnoses, each one tests your mental resilience. This is where maintaining that cheerful heart becomes most critical and most difficult. It's not about denying pain. It's about not letting pain define your entire existence. Let me share what happened when I fully embraced this principle. Within 6 months, my doctor reduced my blood pressure medication. My sleep improved dramatically. My relationships deepened. Most importantly, I felt mentally sharper than I had in years. The transformation wasn't magic. It was consistent application of simple practices. Morning gratitude journaling. Weekly social commitments. Daily walks. Regular therapy sessions. Monthly learning goals. Each practice reinforced the others, creating an upward spiral of mental wellness. Here's what surprised me most. The younger people in my life started noticing the change. My grandchildren wanted to spend more time with me. My adult children stopped treating me like I was fragile. Colleagues sought my input on projects. When you radiate mental wellness, people respond differently. But I need to be honest about the hard days. There are mornings when getting out of bed feels impossible. Days when the loneliness is crushing. Moments when I wonder if any of this matters. The Proverbs principle doesn't eliminate these experiences. It gives you tools to navigate them. The research backing this approach is substantial. Studies show that older adults who maintain strong social connections have a 50% lower risk of cognitive decline. Those who engage in regular learning activities show measurably better memory function. Physical activity reduces depression symptoms as effectively as medication in many cases. What about when mental health issues become more serious? Clinical depression, severe anxiety, cognitive disorders, these require professional intervention. The Proverbs principle works alongside medical treatment, not instead of it. Think of it as the foundation that makes other treatments more effective. I've watched friends ignore their mental health until crisis hits. A spouse dies and they spiral into isolation. A diagnosis comes and they give up hope. Retirement arrives and they lose all sense of purpose. By then, climbing back is so much harder than maintaining wellness would have been. The time to invest in mental wellness is now. Not when you're already struggling. Not when the doctor insists. Not when family members express concern. Right now, while you still have the energy and clarity to build strong foundations. Start small. Choose one pillar and commit to it for 30 days. Maybe it's joining a club. Maybe it's starting therapy. Maybe it's simply taking a daily walk. Small, consistent actions compound into transformative results. Remember, a cheerful heart isn't about constant happiness. It's about resilient hope. It's about choosing engagement over withdrawal. It's about protecting your mental wellness as fiercely as you'd protect your physical health. The crushed spirit isn't inevitable. It's a choice we make, often unconsciously, when we accept society's narrative about aging. When we stop learning, stop connecting, stop growing. When we let fear and limitation define our later years. I'm 68 now. My mind is sharper than it was at 60. My relationships are deeper. My sense of purpose is clearer. This isn't luck or genetics. It's the result of applying ancient wisdom to modern challenges. Your mental wellness after 60 will largely determine the quality of your remaining years. Not your bank account. Not your physical health. Your mental state colors everything else. Protect it, nurture it. Fight for it. The Proverbs principle gave me a framework for that fight. It transformed my understanding of what's possible in older age. It showed me that mental wellness isn't about avoiding decline. It's about actively cultivating vitality, purpose, and joy. So here's my challenge to you. Take that verse seriously. Cultivate the cheerful heart. Reject the crushed spirit. Build your 5 pillars. Invest in your mental wellness with the same intentionality you bring to your finances or physical health. Your later years can be your best years. But only if you protect the mental wellness that makes everything else possible. Start today. Your future self will thank you.